Welcome back. Now, this week, hackers posted emails from former Secretary of State Colin Powell revealing his disdain for both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. NSA Chief Mike Rogers said hacktivists may be trying to alter or delegitimize the presidential election. With rampant hackers and the Russians out there scheming, is your privacy and our democracy under threat? Or could this ultimately prove to be a good thing for the country? Let's ask Fox News senior judicial analyst. It's Judge Andrew Napolitano. Welcome back, Judge.
Good to be with you. You know, it's strange that Admiral Rogers would be complaining about privacy. He runs the biggest spying organization on the planet, called the NSA.
And who do they spy on?
Us.
Exactly.
They capture every keystroke on every mobile device and every desktop and every computer on the planet. It's almost a joke that he's complaining about privacy. The reason there is so little privacy in this country, you know, I argue with our friend Stuart Varney almost daily about this, is that the government is the biggest assaulter of privacy, and people are just mimicking the government. The government can do it, they can do it.
Yeah, and they've created all of these tools and opened so many doors. The other day on Outnumbered, the question was posed, are we safer as a nation since 9/11? And, you know, everyone was talking about various terrorist organizations, and I asked, are we safer from our government than we were on 9/11?
I don't want to speculate on the answers you got, and I missed that segment, but you and I know the arguments well. The government has succeeded in causing people to accept the myth that less privacy equals more security, and it doesn't work. When Madison talked about security, he talked about the security of our liberties. That's the first job of the government, is to preserve our liberties. Instead, the government is assaulting them.
So is hacking now part of everyday life, now that we've seen Colin Powell's email?
Yes, I'm sorry that it is, and it's because the government has hacked away at everything that it wants. We wouldn't know any of this had it not been for that American hero in Moscow, Edward Snowden.
All right.
So what do we do about it? I'm hoping that the free market can come up with some way to give us more privacy, to defeat the government and to defeat the hackers. And if the government wants my emails, go get a search warrant from a judge. Follow the Constitution.
Yeah, but you have people like Tim Cook at Apple, and they seem to be, you know, one of a few voices on the front line saying, no, we're not going to compromise our product to make it easier for you to get into some of the things we sell.
I know you want to talk about Director Comey, but FBI Director Comey, but Tim Cook is one of the few people in the United States of America who stood up to Director Comey and to the FBI, and who won in court when they refused to acquiesce.
Well, speaking of Director Comey, he says, cover up your webcam. Or at least, he says he does. Comey caught flack earlier this year for putting a piece of tape over his computer's camera. But this week at a conference, he warned there are some sensible things you should be doing. And that's one of them.
Isn't it odd? Again, one of the biggest spies in the country is telling us how to resist spying, and it's a 19th century technology, a piece of tape over a little bubble, a webcam on your desktop. If your desktop, well, if it's less than 2 years old, then it has the webcam in it.
But it was through Edward Snowden that we learned that nefarious actors, be they state or otherwise, were able to peer at you without your permission through
just like the NSA takes down everything we say when we have our iPhones in our pockets. Even when we think they're off, they're not. So again, the root of this is government. One of the good things that came out of this is Director Comey's acknowledgement, and there's no way he could deny this because we get these revelations every day, is that the FBI can't stop hacking. So you have to come up with some free market or 19th century means to protect yourself from it. It's a sad state of affairs when government has led the attack on the quintessential American right embodied in the Fourth Amendment, the right to be left alone. And as a result, the copycats are digging in even deeper. Do I think they're going to affect the election? No. I think they are non-ideological hackers. I think they'll hack both sides equally. Each side can take some solace and some pain from Colin Powell's emails.
Yeah, exactly, because, you know, we don't know what WikiLeaks is going to drop on us before the election. But, you know, I share your belief that this is not necessarily the Russians, you know, the bad guys from the Cold War who want to influence the outcome of the election. I think it's vastly more postmodern than that.
Hey, if the FBI really wanted all of Mrs. Clinton's emails, they know where to go. The NSA has them. The NSA has everything. Serve a subpoena on them. See how they respond.
All right. I would like to see that. Judge, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Always great having you. Thank you.
Thank you.